sure that it's streaming. I need to do an audio test. And I'm gonna go. Can you talk? I'm gonna make sure that it's streaming.
I mean, it's capable of talking.
I need to do an audio test. And I'm gonna go. Can you talk? I'm gonna make sure that it's streaming. Talk a little more.
Capable of talking.
I need to do an audio
Test
test.
1, 2. Testicles. 1, 2. 2 of them. 2 testicles in a sack.
Talk a little more.
Capable.
Okay, well, that should be
Test 1, 2. With the dongle. I'm gonna keep going. Hairy testicles. 2 of them.
Okay.
In a
Okay.
sack.
Okay. Alright, do we have any intro music for this week?
Intro music? No. No, there's no intro music. Yes, there is. Hold on. I got some.
Alright. Gatorade.
Hold on. Welcome to the Hizzle Gaming Podcast, streaming in stereo. We're gonna do some music to start the stream today. To start the podcast with Hans Zimmer. We're gonna get DMCA'd like a motherfucker.
Please no.
Yep. Wait, let me find the OST version because that's the one I linked. All right, perfect. So that's not the OST is it won't get claimed.
All right.
Let me fast forward a little bit.
To where?
Doesn't really matter. About 2 minutes in is when it starts to pick up. You know what day it is today?
It's Hump Day! Welcome to the Hizzle Gaming Podcast for 11/4/21! We haven't done this in a while.
Hitro, use the voice.
Use the voice.
Sit down, take your pants off, and listen to the podcast.
This podcast is live. I'm streaming on YouTube!
Kneel!
What?
Kneel before the podcast. Hitro, kneel.
Kneel.
In the background, the Dune music. Just to start out the podcast, if you can or have the means,
go watch it.
Stream a little bit of Dune on HBO Max. What do you think?
Oh yeah, it's a 10 out of 10, easy.
Yeah, it's a good movie except for the ending because of reasons, but it's not because it's a bad ending. It's just because it's not the whole movie, I guess, the whole story. But yeah, it's super good, super sci-fi. It's like the chocolate cake of sci-fi. You know?
Yes.
Very good. And Hans Zimmer did the score for the music, and it's really good. It keeps the tense feeling throughout the entire movie. That tense, sort of mysterious feeling.
Oh yeah. It always does.
Good. And they got super good cast. The cast is super good. I'm just gonna say super a lot, okay?
Oh
just
yeah.
Super duper. Yeah. So yeah, if you have the means and you have any sci-fi, bone in your body.
Speaking of which is the Hizzle Gaming Podcast, I am one of your hosts, Hitro. And with me is the other man, the man who does not talk, the man who likes to rant, Mr. Erathizzle.
Console's greater than PC.
God. Okay, well, Cop, I'm stopping this before this music now.
I'm not going any further than that. That's enough right there to
All right.
trigger the entire internet.
Yep.
The entire internet has been triggered successfully.
It has been triggered. All right. Well, we haven't done this in a few weeks.
I have a couple of controversial takes as well to go through later in the podcast.
Okay.
But for now, we're going to talk about what we always talk about, which is sales.
Sales.
And then we'll hit up the blog and all the shit you need to download for free and blah 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 yakety schmackety. We have a special interlude to today's podcast called Gamer Rage from PlayStation Girl, which will be nice. And then we'll talk about bullshittery, which I have a couple of controversial takes on the year 2021, gaming in 2021, and the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy game, which we both played
and beat
and finished. Yes, we both played it. We both finished it. So we'll go through that, and that'll be the podcast. So let's get it started.
All right. So how are we gonna kick this off? Are we gonna have you go first, or am I gonna go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
No, let me go second so I can save my final pick for my final big pick.
Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna choose our combo, which I'm pretty sure I know what it is, and that's Marvel's Avengers Endgame is currently on sale.
The Endgame edition.
The Endgame edition right now for Marvel's Avengers Endgame edition is currently on sale for $26.99. That's right. You can get this game for a low price of $26.99. More than half off. Now I'm not currently logged in, so it might be a bigger sell with PlayStation.
No PlayStation Plus crap.
Oh, okay, wow. But it is currently 55% off. This game
It's still going. They're still adding shit to it.
They're still adding stuff. The most recent person they added to was the man in the middle right here, Mr. Black Panther. Which I have yet to actually play, but I know how Mr. Thizzle has played it, and I'll let him explain that.
Oh, it's good. It's good. I like this game. I think this game's worth $60. I know that's another controversial take.
Okay. See, I think it's a good deal for this game right here.
Especially the in-game edition, like that's more than half off, and I paid $60 for this game.
Well, the in-game,
and I played. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, the in-game edition comes with the game, but includes outfits for all the heroes.
Whole bunch of shit. Yeah, whole bunch of shit.
Like Iron Man, Bleeding Edge, Hulk, Gladiator, Young Thor. The Ultimate Patriot outfit for Captain America, or what Thizzle likes to say, SHIELD!
He doesn't do anything. Captain America always goes hard.
He does go hard.
Yes, he does.
He does. He is also America's. He does also have America's ass.
Mm-hmm. He goes hard with America's ass.
Black Widow's Marvel Studios.
I got $60 worth out of this game.
Yeah, I think I got about that as well.
I played through the campaign. Then I played the in-game multiplayer content for months.
Okay.
And I maxed out every single character. Not like level, not gear score, because why would you ever max out your gear score? That's insane. But then I played it again when Kate Bishop came out and maxed her out. Then I played it again when Hawkeye came out and maxed him out. And then I played it again when Black Panther came out, and Black Panther has like a significant. I'm not gonna say it's about twice as long as the other two's DLC. Like, and he has a whole campaign, like a whole story. You actually go to Wakanda and everything. Pretty fucking cool. And I've come back to this game 3 times, and I'll do it again when Spider-Man hits. because Spider-Man is still coming to this game, and probably some more, because they keep, even though this game gets shit on, and they keep, people keep talking shit and saying how it was a flop and blah blah blah, they keep fucking supporting it. I don't know. It's weird. Um,
That was just me doing my normal weekly ping. Anyways.
yeah. So that this game still has more free stuff to be added.
Okay.
Like Spider-Man's coming for sure. They haven't announced anybody else yet,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing that they will, because I think they're still seeing a trickle of cash coming from sales of this game every time they put out, you know, a little bit more. It becomes a little bit better value. Like this in-game edition is like, oh, okay. Well, if you didn't jump in when it first came out, or a couple, 6 months ago when it got Black Panther, well, now you have another reason maybe to jump in, and it's,
Yeah.
you know, and you can play with your.
You can play
The
with
best thing
friends.
about this game, yeah, you play with friends.
You can also do it solo, which is a little annoying. But I will say this, which a lot of other people don't really think. I really enjoyed the story aspect, even though it's just a giant training mission for endgame. I think the story aspect of this game, for the main game, where you play as Miss Marvel.
Mostly as Miss Marvel.
Yeah, mostly as Miss Marvel. I think that was a really intriguing story, and I thought it was really done well.
It's pretty good, yeah. Not as good as another game, which we will
We'll
talk
talk
about
about
later.
later, but yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was.
it's good.
It was
Good enough.
Yeah,
Good enough.
and it was the best part for me, considering when the game initially launched, because they had a lot of issues when this game dropped, but they've been working on it heavily since then, and it's a whole lot better now. So yeah.
Issues like server connection, like
Yep.
matchmaking, and
Also,
yeah.
also it would melt your console.
There's a PS5 version of the game now too.
Yes,
So
there is. So
it
you can,
it
like I
loads
said,
super
you can
fast.
get this game for $26.99 for
You
both
get
the
both versions.
PS4 and PS5 versions of this game, and that's a steal. Now, if you're not sure you want to get it now, I mean, just add it to your wish list. Black Friday is coming up. This game will most definitely drop around Black Friday, and it'll probably also drop during December, the end of November or December, because that's when the Hawkeye show comes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, this game kind of took a back burner for a while because Square was like, "Oh, we got Guardians,
Yep.
so they're not going to release anything or have any trailers or anything for this game."
For a while.
Even though they're working on Spider-Man, that they're still working on this game. My guess is at the beginning of 2022, that's when something's going to drop for this game. So
Plus, you
they
can
have
run
a
around.
lot of cool events now. The last time I jumped in this game, they had a weekend event where they dropped double loot
Okay.
for Black Panther, for Black Panther missions. So
Alright.
and they've added the ability to where all four players can play the same. It's something they didn't have at launch. Is all four players can play the same hero. So you don't get jerked over if like your friend likes Hulk and you wanted to play Hulk too. Nope, you can have two Hulks. So
Alright.
you can have four Hulks if you want to. Um, you can have four Black Panthers. You can have four with anything. It's pretty fucking cool. I gotta say, like, I know when this game first launched, I was like, I wanted this to be my like jump in and play with people game, kind of like, remember the old X-Men arcade game where you could just like, it was like 6 people or 8 people. I can't remember if it was 6 or 8, but like there was, you get in as X-Men, and it's like I'll play as Wolverine, and I'll play as, Magneto, and blah blah. This is what I thought this was gonna be, and then the end game, and then I beat the campaign, which was fine.
Yeah.
And then I got to the end game, and I was like, I don't want to run the same mission over and over. It got very repetitive very quick.
Yeah, it did.
And then matchmaking just sucked. Like you couldn't. You could never matchmake with anyone. You had to like form your own groups, or you're not. And they had no in-game raid, like in-game content, challenging content. It was just run the same missions over and over.
Yeah.
But now they have like raids. They have like in-game like super challenging stuff. I mean, fucking tits hard. Like you need cooperation. You have to like go stand on switches and shit like that in cooperation. And you know, it's definitely has a ton more than it did. So
Yes, it
at
does.
launch, good pick.
All right.
I
So
think that's a good pick.
then I guess I'll go again since.
Oh, we can alternate. I'll just save my third one for the very last.
Okay. I think I know what you.
I'm gonna pick Yee's Origin. Uh, this is kind of like your top down RPG, run around with a group of characters. It's not turn based. It's not a turn based system, but it kind of reminds me of your Nintendo DS, or maybe this game is better on Switch.
Yes.
But I mean it's $8 on
Yeah.
PS4,
I got.
so it's like
I've played this before.
yeah,
I have
it's
this for my Switch, and what I can tell about it, it is a old classic style RPG,
classic dungeon RPG.
dungeon
Mhm,
runner RPG, and it gives
mhm.
you zero hints and it gives zero fucks. And not only that, you play this game 3 times through.
Mhm.
You can either play as the male character, which is the one I started with. He is very massively OP, but then there's some enemies that basically it's just you're better off running because he can't do shit to them. And then this girl, if I'm thinking right, I think she's like a mix of melee and DPS. Because I haven't tried her yet, but that's from everything I heard of. And then there's a third character that you unlock, I think, after beating one of these guys' campaigns. So it is a very hard game.
Mm.
Um, like sometimes you're not understanding what's happening. You gotta remember to switch out your items constantly to make sure you're effective. Like, oh, I can't double jump, but I'm fighting undead and they're killing me just by being in the area. Or
It's
so.
interesting.
So, but yeah, this is a dungeon runner. It's very unforgiving. You could get lost in this game very easily. Uh, Luckily, there is a fast travel mechanism, so you can fast travel between floors from your menu, and you can go back to the main floor to level up your gear and new abilities and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this dude, the blonde kid, very emo bitchy. That's all I can remember about him. But yeah,
You know,
he's a Z's game, and the E series is a very fun series.
the interesting part about this one is, uh, you know, I don't know if you have a Vita, but actually, the interesting thing about this is if you buy the PS4 version of this game, if you buy this, you get both the PS4 and the Vita version of this game,
Nice.
which, maybe you do have a Vita
I
and you
do,
want
but
to
I
just,
don't know where it's at, and I'm pretty sure that thing. If I turned it on, I'm gonna probably spend the better part of 2 days just updating it.
yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, I could see this game being mobile
Yeah.
type game. And it's
Uh,
like maybe there's people out there that don't have a Nintendo and that they're still on a Vita.
or a PS3 or whatever. Yeah.
Because you can actually play your PS5. You can actually stream your PS5 to your Vita. I think you can.
Yes, you can.
I'm not. I'm pretty sure you can.
I did test that when the PlayStation with the PlayStation 4 back when
Yeah.
it launched.
Yep.
I haven't tried it with the PS5 though because again, my PS Vita, I'm
Like
pretty
why
sure
though? I want to play in 4K.
that, and also my PS Vita, I'm pretty sure is currently dead.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
probably pushing daisies. I don't even know if the charging kit is with it, so I'd have to find that too. But yeah,
Eh,
I mean, but
I
this
mean, but
this
I just think that's interesting that you get.
this is a hardcore dungeon crawler, and the
Yep.
boss fights are ridiculous because there's no such thing as healing in boss fights. You either kill it or it kills you.
Yeah, and I mean this thing, got 80. It's like an 82 on Metacritic, so you know,
Nice.
super high. And that's going to lead to a point I'll make later. All right, let's keep going. What are you going on next?
I am pulling out a true classic that kicked off a franchise, which you have mixed emotions on, and that is Red Dead Revolver.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead Revolver is the game that kicked off the Red Dead Redemption series. This is the first game in the franchise. This is old. This came back like in. This was on the PS2 and the Xbox. So this is an
Mm-hmm.
old game. You play a bounty hunter. If I remember his name is like Red Harrow or something around those longs. And yeah, I mean this was just a single player story. I mean it wasn't like the greatest game ever, but I remember bits and parts of it, and yeah, I could. If you are a big fan of the Red Dead Redemption series and you want to see where this came out, this is Rockstar's first game for the westerns. So I mean, it's currently on sale right now for $8.99, $9. Base price is 15, so I mean it's up to you either way. I don't know how this if they did any updates for this remastered to be up here, but yeah. Besides it being 1080p. But yeah, I know there is a multiplayer, but I think it's um like a Mexican standoff kind of thing. It's just whoever draws their gun first. But yeah,
Okay.
uh,
Yeah, I never played this, and I don't think I ever
I
will.
think I played this when I was younger. It's just I don't remember much of this one because I played another Western game called Gun, and I thought that game was far vastly superior to this one because that one was more open world and you could ride horses and stuff like that. Where I think this could be more linear, but I don't remember. Like I said, this is 2004. I've done a lot of things since 2004. So, but yeah, I saw this in the sales, and I was like, you know what? I'll bring this one up because I know this game is connected to Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Revolver, or I mean Red Dead Redemption 2. So that is
My second pick for the week is going to be three games in a pack. I've recommended this before, but it's basically, like you've got this is like the definitive edition of all of the Tomb Raider games.
yeah,
So it's every piece of DLC in every Tomb Raider game since they uh, reimagined the series back when they changed Laura Croft, uh, to be more of an athletic type uh, and more of a third person. I want to say, a little, a lot better movement, and they sort of reimagined the series. Uh, and this is all three games. Uh, you may or may not actually own two of the three already. I know the middle one was free on PlayStation Plus, uh, but the most recent version, the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you know, that one is. I think that one is 2 years old. 2 years old, maybe.
right, yeah, something like that.
Um, but all these names are good. They're all like solid titles.
Oh yeah,
I think the middle one is the best. Um,
I enjoyed the first one. I
it's almost
think.
like the Star Wars movies, The Empire Strikes Back in the middle one. The most recent game is more of a throwback to like the survival aspects of the original series. You have to like in the most recent game you can like hide in the mud and there's a lot of stealth elements. There's a lot more swimming,
Right.
um, and the elements like you can freeze to death, and I don't know. It's just a lot different, and the tombs are, you might be in a tomb. You might sit down for a 2 or 3 hour play session, and you might be in a tomb the whole time and never have combat at all, not even once.
Yeah.
So, whereas the other two games are more combat focused, I think. Um, and there's sections in the newest game where you can't engage. You have to hide. Um, they have this mechanic where you like rub mud on yourself, and
Every young man's dream is a woman to rub mud on themselves.
mud wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all three of these games
Yeah, I really enjoy
are
this
high
series.
quality
The only one
stuff.
I
Even
haven't, yeah, the only one I haven't played is the most recent one. I never did
yeah,
buy that one.
they're all PS4 titles, so
Yeah.
but they're all they all run really well, and they don't have like any issues or really at all,
True.
and they all control very similar, and uh, you know it's just pretty good. It more than likely you played the middle title because it was a PlayStation Plus title, and so um, you know
Okay.
it's best. Anyways, that's my second one. A
Nice.
lot of Tomb Raider actually.
All
That's like
right.
90 hours of Tomb Raider right there for 1999.
Oh yeah, that is easily. That's 100 plus hours right there.
Well, with the DLC, yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
All right. Now I'm going back to a good old classic of mine that I always enjoyed when I was young. When this game came out, since I am a fan of the franchise itself, I'm talking about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. This
Mm.
game is on a massive sell. It is a fighter game. It is currently on sale for $9, and this is a game where you create your own hero. You can either be a Saiyan, you can be whatever the hell race Frieza is. You could be a Namekian, you could be an android, and you create your fighter, and you just travel through time, and you take on all the villains of the Dragon Ball universe, plus a little throw fists here and there, and yeah, welcome to a rage fest of fun. Oh man. Yeah, the story for this was it's okay. I mean, it's very typical. It's like you run into the time uh issue, and of course you have to go through Goku's timeline all over again, like the first one
Mm.
was, and you just sort of correct the future by stopping people from changing the past.
Okay.
So that's the whole premise of this thing, and you can
3D fighter or 2D? Like,
it's a 3D. You fly around the map and you beat the shit out of things, but generally the fights will. When I played, they didn't last more than 5 minutes. You generally pounded the heck out of them, and then it was just like, okay. So, yeah, I mean, this is huge. There is a ton of DLC for this game. That if you always just pay attention to the Sony sales on general, and there's always a Xenoverse 2 sale. Always. And I'm talking about for their packs. So you could find
uh
more outfits and
there's
all
one
that.
right now, half off
Yep,
for DLC pack number 2.
yep. But I'm talking like just in general, they will also just randomly drop some of these to free status for a little bit too. Like if you click on the more, show more, or whatever, Dragon Ball Xenoverse Master Pack is free. So
Mm.
yeah, But if you want to try the game, there is a light version. I think it just takes you through the tutorial of the game. So that is free. But yeah, this is my, I guess technically my third game choice. So this is
typically it goes 1, 2, 3.
yeah. But I mean, I
All
remember.
right,
Yeah, this game was fun. This was a fun one.
my third choice is to go and get yourself a year of PS Now, or you can get there's a free 7-day trial, and in some cases you can get 3 months for $1. You just got to look around. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times I'll be looking through the sales, and I'll be on the PlayStation Store, and on all the stores they always have the icon, and they tell you whether a game is on PS Now or not. And a lot of times, a lot of the games where I'm kind of on the fence a little bit, I'm like, I don't know if I want to buy that. They always have that. They always seem to have that icon, like Mafia. Like this month, Mafia Definitive Edition. It's like, I don't know, maybe. Oh, well, it's on PS Now. Or Celeste. It got a Game of the Year. But it kind of looks janky. I don't know. Or Final Fantasy IX Remastered. Of course, that's awesome game. But you might
That's the
not want
game.
to.
That's the game with. He was reading the things. He was like, Final Fantasy IX. Fuck yes.
It's like you might not want to rebuy it though. Maybe you just don't want to rebuy it. Well, you can play it again. But then last month they put up some fucking more bangers. They put up Last of Us Part 2, and it's like, well, maybe you bought into the whole bullshit. Remember when Last of Us Part 2 came out, and it was like, well, fuck you. That's a good ass game, but now you can just play it on PS Now, and if you don't like it, you can turn it off. Fallout 76 is another one of those games where it's like, well, yeah, you can try it out. PS Now, it's $5 a month, whatever. Desperados 3 is another game where it's like, I heard some stuff about it, but then I was like, am I gonna like this? I don't know. Just try it out, whatever. And then of course, here on the screen again, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Yes, please. And then we keep going down another month back. You got Killing Floor 2, which is, again, it's like, and then you have this game called Windbound, which actually is rated really high, and so is Pathfinder Kingmaker. But it's like, you look at it and you're like, I don't know if I like those. Well, you can try them out. And then for the third straight month, it's like, Final Fantasy VII Remastered, or, Final Fantasy VII for PS4. Oh.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, that's just the last 3 months. So then you click the goddamn list, and you realize there's 800 goddamn games on this fucker. And you're like, Jesus Christ. And you're just like, oh, okay. That's interesting. So then you just click on a letter, like the letter T, and you realize, The Last of Us is on there, 1 and 2, and including the DLCs. King of Fighters 13, Tekken 7 is on there. Terraria. You can play the Crew 2, which we talked about today.
Yep.
And that's super good. Both the Surge 1 and 2 is on there if you like Dark Souls bullshit. You can play you could play
no.
you could play there's Toy Story Mania, if you've got kids. You can play the Tour de France games, and just like crash, I suppose. Yeah, so it's like, any one of these tabs, there's 800 fucking games. You got like 4 different Metro games.
You got Metal Gear.
Metal Gear's on there. You got Marvel's Puzzle Quest, which isn't, sounds stupid, but
you got a couple racing games on there, the MotoGP series.
GP, Motor.
The MX versus ATV.
MX.
Oh my god. It just keeps going.
Yeah, Mafia 3's on there.
You can also go Mega Man.
If you hit L, you realize, oh shit, most of the Lego games are on there too.
Lego,
And the Little
Lego,
Big
Lego,
Planets.
Lego, 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 Lego.
And then you hit F and you realize you failed because now you've got all the Fallout games, a bunch of Final Fantasies. Um, just who knows? Like Frat Princess Adventures is a pretty decent game, but it's like you might look at it and go, I don't know if I'm going to buy that. Or
Yeah,
Earth Defense Force.
I mean, you could also go to Q and get Qbert, the rebooted.
Oh my god!
I don't even know what that is.
All the old Saints Row games are on there.
Yep.
Sniper
The
Elite.
only one they're missing is the original Saints Row game. They have Saints Row 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But not the first one.
They got all the Sam and Maxes on there.
Sonic. They have a lot of Sonic games.
Sonic games. All the sniper games are on there if those are your things. You can even play Star Wars Force Unleashed 1 and 2. You have to stream those because they're PS3 games, but you can play them. Starhawk's on there. Steep. That Tokyo Olympic Games is on there too. That was kind of fun for like a couple nights. But again, it's like, okay, yeah, how do I want to spend my money every month? Let's say you're on a budget, $5 a month, 800 games. Yeah, that's pretty goddamn good. And it's gonna save you those decisions when you check the store for sales and you see the little tag. So like I'll go to the store right now. Let me hit up the PlayStation Store and I'll show you what I mean. I think you already know, but I just want to do it on stream.
Yeah. So yeah, you can just.
There's a little. You go to like. What the fuck?
So like
you're in the store and you're like. Wait, what?
Click on Naruto Shippuden Shinobi Striker. I bet it's me.
Like you click on the deals, right? And you're like, game's under $15, and you start looking, and you're like, oh, Saints Row re-elected. Oh wait, and then you see the little symbol, and you're like, oh, that's on PS Now, or My Time at Portia. I don't know what that is, but that's on there too. And so you just kind of, as you go down, you just kind of go, oh, Mountain Blade Warblade and Monster Jam, Bro Force, and you just keep going, and you're like, oh, Frostpunk. I always wanted to try that. Oh, PS Now. So you don't have to spend the $8.99. You can try it out maybe on PS Now and buy it afterwards, or you can just play it on PS Now and delete it.
Yeah, you'll see it like right there, like right under Mountain Blade. It'll say included.
Yep. So it's kind of a good way to keep yourself in budget, but still be able to try out a whole bunch of different things.
Bro Force.
So I highly recommend it. I think it's in the last 3 months, the way they've been adding to it, it's insane. They've been doing adding crazy stuff to it every month.
Yes.
PlayStation Plus games for November are out. There are 3 of them, and then there are 3 VR games. So 6 total games to add to your library.
Yep.
And you've got 2 PS5 games, or cross-generation games, whatever you want to say. Knockout City, which is like dodgeball, right? And then you have First Class Trouble, which is like Among Us. It's a social deduction game where 2 people are trying to, sabotage, and then I guess 6 players are trying to survive. Yes. I guess. Oh no, it says 4 players. So 6 total players. 4 of them are residents, and 2 of them are trying to stop everyone else. And this is a interesting game I think that we wanted to try. And then we were like, oh, it's free at launch. Because it just came to PS4 and 5 like a week ago or like yesterday. And then they gave away Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning, which I think Hitro and I are going to kind of do a simul play or like a sort of casual play of this. I actually wanted to buy this game several times, and then I was like, whoa, it's free. Well, not free, but it's part of PS Plus. And then there's 3 VR games, which you should add to your library if you ever happen to get VR just by chance. The Persistence, Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, which is another horror type game.
Yeah, Until You Fall.
And then Until You Fall.
And I saw the size of Until
sword
You Fall.
Fighting.
It's only like 800 megabytes.
Yeah, it's sword fighting in VR.
Okay.
So
I was just surprised how
I'm guessing
small it is.
It's either really short or it's a lot of repeated.
It's probably the latter, a lot of repeated kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like basically you're on rails and you just keep fighting dudes, which is kind of how the Star Wars Vader Immortal VR game is, except you have force powers as well, not just a lightsaber. But yeah, that's a good haul right there. Knockout City,
I have no interest in Knockout City, but that
we might play it once.
Yeah, I mean it's worth trying.
It's another one of those games like Fall Guys and Rocket League where it's like if it's on PS Plus, it gets a lot of kind of player base, and that kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. I don't know.
Epic dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What?
Pick up your mark your games as purchased, and then you can go on with your day.
Well, yeah, this First Class Trouble would probably be a fun game. It'd be a game you'd have to play the voice inside the game. Because I think it has, like, vicinity chat.
Oh, interesting. Voice chat, then. Let's take a little interlude, and let's indulge in a little PlayStation Girl, a little bit of gamer rage. I've got it queued up here. Let's watch a little gamer rage.
All right. And 3.
Good morning, PS5.
Hi, what are we doing?
I feel like shooting fake people with fake guns.
Cold War Season 6 2v2 gunfight tournament coming right up.
Why do I keep on getting teamed up with idiots? Either they camp the whole time or just rush in and get shot in the first 5 seconds.
I know, right? It's totally them. You're way too good for that. This next one is going to be different. I know it.
It's flat. He's playing Call of Duty.
Damn it.
Or it's me.
Oh! He pulled an Erathizzle.
Oh!
Your parents don't love
Maybe
you.
if you were better at COD, your parents would love you. Was that too harsh?
No, he sucks. His parents definitely don't love him.
Cold War, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah. Oh, Cold War. You dumb, stupid head. You know what? You need to chill it out a little bit. You need a game that's fun and adventurous with lots of colors and wrenches, and you need Ratchet and Clank Drift Apart.
Yeah, I'm so frustrated.
I could see that. It's like a Pixar movie with negatron colliders.
Does it blow up?
Yes, yes it does.
Load it up, baby.
Okay.
Load up Ratchet and Clank.
Okay.
Whoa!
Where were we? Ah, yes. Annihilating you!
Are you okay?
Gotta pee. It hurts.
Oh, I don't think it's supposed to hurt.
I can't stop until Emperor Nefarious is defeated.
I knew you would love this game.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, yeah, baby! Oh, did you see that?
Yes, I did. Not only did you defeat the evil Emperor Nefarious, but you overcame the greatest evil of all, self-doubt. Wow, this is like a Lifetime movie.
I am in the zone! What's next? Feed it to me, give it to me, give it to me!
I'm glad you asked. The possibilities are endless. We can start with Valhalla from the very beginning, and then we can swing through the city with Miles.
It's already night?
Yeah.
Like, it's been an entire day?
Yeah, an entire day of kicking ass and taking names.
No, but I had so much I was supposed to do today.
No. Correction. You did so much today.
No, I woke up, I came in here, I started playing, and that's it. I'm still in my pajamas.
I know, so cute. But now you're ready to take some rest and then get up again tomorrow and do it again. And we can squeeze in another game before bed.
I could have gotten so much done today. I could have gone for a hike. I could have written my novel. I could have at least cleaned the house.
Please. No one is giving out XP for doing laundry. You're fine.
This whole day is like my whole life.
Okay, it's a little dramatic.
Literally sitting in one spot as the world passes me by. I mean, the only thing I got is I got a little bit older. A little bit
Wow,
closer
this shit
to
got
death.
real. What the
I
fuck?
spent my time like it was nothing. And what else do I have now? Nothing. Nothing.
He's having a fucking video game
What am I doing with
crisis
my life?
right now.
That's it. No more video games.
No, okay. Okay. Why don't you sit back down? Just...
One more round of COD.
How about we play one more round of COD? I think it'll help.
Yeah, that's good.
What the
But
fuck?
just one.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
That's how
That's
it
it for
ended?
reals.
I believe you.
That one kind of sucked.
Hey, did you forget about me? Didn't think so.
Yeah, I like it. It's like, yeah, it's just laundry. You don't get XP from doing that. Make sure you check out the channel. That channel does have some decent content from time to time.
Seize the throne, Hitro. Are you doing this?
Seize the throne.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
It has started.
How do I click on it?
It's on the PlayStation blog.
I know. There it is. Seize the throne. Join our PlayStation. Yeah.
Apparently, if you sign up, you get points
Okay.
towards avatars and PlayStation themes, which you can't even use on your PS5. However, they are giving away a set of Pulse 3D headphones, gift cards, some cool PlayStation rings for your fingers,
Cool.
and a PS5.
The grand prize is the PS5. Give me the number 3 prize, please. Yeah, I'll sign up
take
for
the.
that.
Yeah, I mean, all you do is sign up, and then if you play, I guess you get 10 points for playing you playing a game for an hour.
Oh god,
And if you play with another person for an hour, you get 15 points, which we did today.
Yeah, and you also gotta
And
share stuff.
share some stuff, get some trophies,
These,
and you get points.
Yeah, and you get points.
And the points go towards the community total.
Yep.
Which, if the community reaches certain totals, then they get some digital goodies, and then if you participate, you get entered. I think you get entered into the drawing. So, players need to.
Yeah, you can only have up to 6 share features per day towards the goal.
Oh, yeah. In order to be entered into the drawing for the grand prizes, you have to answer a questionnaire on November 17th. So, anyways, I did sign up for this, but I don't care. If I win the PS5, I'll fucking give it away. No, I won't. I'll sell it. I'm a bastard.
Oh,
It's the funniest thing happened on Halloween. I was talking about VR, and I had my PS4 out, and I was like, and they're like, and the people that were over, like, you're gonna sell your PS4, and I was like, because they're like, I'll buy it off you, and I was like, no, it's my VR box. I was such a dick. I was like, I could have just fucking, sold them a cheap PS4 for cheap. Let them, enjoy. I have a bunch of copies, because back in the PS4 days, I was still buying physical copies. Yeah, so they would have had like an instant library.
Oh, did you go for the player's? Did you vote for the player's choice?
I did. We're gonna get there.
Ah, okay.
We're gonna talk about that next. I voted for Guardians because mainly because I didn't play the other two games. I didn't play the other two games. Oh, I guess there's more. Far Cry 6 is in there, but I didn't. Oh, Riders Republic. Okay, I'll give him revote. There we go. Got it. Let's talk about Guardians. We both played Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. I mean, I already feel like I'm getting copyright struck just by saying their names. Lots of good music. Lots of.
Oh god, the music. They even gave a warning. It's like, if you stream this game, beware. The music will get you.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that because the first part of my stream that I ever did for YouTube was instantly claimed. So no one can see it. I privated it and then I deleted it. I was like, screw it.
Okay.
I was like, it's not worth the hassle. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. This game is really good.
Talk about it for about 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I gotta talk about it for 2 minutes.
Talk,
No!
dude, you gotta carry the podcast for
No,
2
fine.
minutes.
Fuck it. Yeah, Guardians of the
Carry
Galaxy.
podcast.
You're in
God
space with your friends. Nah. This game's fucking awesome. This is the baby of Marvel and Square Enix. This is a story of Quill. You play as Quill or Star Lord, and yeah, there's some flying, there's some space combat. This motherfucker Eric had to go pee, so put me awkward spot by making me talk for 2 minutes when normally I don't know how to talk. Uh, but yeah, I mean the game starts out like what you would think a Guardians of the game would start out like. The Guardians of the Galaxy doing something very stupid and maybe not so legal, which leads them to getting into some trouble with the law, and then them trying to cut a deal with some very powerful people. And yeah, I mean, this story is probably the best part of this game. It is nuts. It is insane. It's okay, it's not insane, but it's very enjoyable. They do talk a lot. And the music in this game is just pure fun. But yeah, you are Star Lord.
Listen, is this game? Do you think this game's better than Marvel Avengers?
For me, yes. But I'm also really into single player story games, and you know that. Um, this the plot of this
Okay,
game.
so let me give you my spiel on this game. Uh, there's a few mechanics in the game itself. So the game itself is pretty basic. Go from one room to another, kill stuff, cutscene, kill stuff, cutscene. There's a few boss fights in the game that are pretty well done, except for the last one. And but the game overall is like a lot of the shit wears out its welcome. Like for example, the huddle up mechanic. It's like fucking awesome. Like the first few times you do it, and then you get to like the 10th one, and you're like, I don't even want to push it because it's just gonna slow me down. Because I got to go through this little thing I've probably seen before, and then the music's gonna play, and then the comic's gonna be over in like 30 seconds, anyways.
Yeah,
Um, I felt like all I was doing was running around holding down R2, occasionally doing R1 with elements, to stagger. But one of the things about the elements are cool, but one of the things about elements is you don't get the last two elements till like the last hour of the game, and you don't get two of the super abilities for your companions till the last hour of the game. So it's like, oh, cool! I've got this cool mechanic I got for Groot, and it's only in the last chapter of the game that I even used it. So I felt like the first kind of commands you could do, like for example, Groot can like root people,
yeah.
and Rocket
It
like throws a
explodes.
grenade or whatever. Those were the go-to abilities for the whole game until like the very end, because the other abilities you unlock are really not that much better than the original. So the combat system in general is just you holding down a button and running around until you can give a command, and then you give a command, and that's it. And
And
occasionally,
also,
like you huddle up.
a lot of the times in this game, I did also somewhat forget to use my abilities.
So you just get kind of lulled into this. It's so easy and so monotonous that you just kind of run around, dodge shit, and fucking shoot people, and occasionally throw a command here and there. And that's all it is. There's nothing like if I compare it to Avengers, like you're constantly dodging and using your supers, and like if you're playing with other people, you're like combine, you're like you know synchronizing your supers together to like take down the worst enemy in the room first. And there's builds in the game, and there's like gear and all sorts of gameplay things, right? Gamey things.
Yeah,
And more, and what I felt like in this game was, and the closer I got to the end, the more I felt like this was like it's just a room for you to push a few buttons. Especially the puzzles are so lame. They're like most of them are like one button, and they're like there's no discovery about it at all. It's like move this Drax, move this thing over here. Oh, it's totally obvious where I need to put it. In fact, sometimes it even outlines it for you. You're like, oh, it goes right there. And yeah, there's secrets here and there, but for you to find. But like I said, I got to the end. I had everything fully upgraded. I wasn't even getting XP for like the last 2 hours of the game. because I had everything unlocked.
Yeah, I didn't have everything unlocked. There was like one ability left for me to unlock, and I never did. And I think it was just like extra shields at the end. I'm pretty sure that was the only thing I never unlocked.
But
I don't
like,
know.
I just felt like it was here's some shit. Here's a place where you can push buttons.
Yep.
So that you can get to the next cutscene. That's kind of what I felt like. Uh, there was a boss fight near the end that was really freaking really good, but then the last boss was like, what the fuck? This is stupid. So, anyways, but the story, like the animations, the voice acting, and the story is really fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Like Super Guardians of the Galaxy, like good. And that is the only thing that like
The opening of the game itself is just pure enjoyment because I've opened the game up and the opening of the game is you hit after you hit start on after the main menu to play the game. You literally are just thrown back and you are young mullet Peter Quill teenager with zits and all, and he's just sitting in his room listening to fucking rock. And I just sat there and just listened to the rock playthrough for a while before I ever progressed, because they gave you the album which you could actually just follow along with the lyrics, and I found that really enjoyable. And I'm pretty sure that was non-copyrighted music. I think that was game. I think that was music purposely made for the game.
yeah, and that was like the made up Star Lord band or whatever.
Yep, his origin name. He ripped it off from a band.
I just felt like okay, the story was well written, the
Oh
voice
yeah.
acting was good.
Oh my god, and
The
the voice acting was tremendous because this game has never gotten quiet. They are always
oh,
shitting
they
on
are
each
never
other.
quiet, dude.
They shit on each other. It's up to the point where sometimes you don't progress because you just want to hear what the hell they say.
Yeah,
Now there is some issues with this game that I've noticed. Like, I mean, this game does have its bugs and its flaws.
yeah, it does.
Like, the game did crash, I think once or twice for me. I know a couple times my head disappeared. Like, I would click on something, I get knocked away by an enemy or something, and like 5 minutes later, all of a sudden I'm teleported back to the area where I clicked on something, and then my body teleports back to the area I was just at, so my head is somewhere else, and I can't really do anything. Can't click on anything. So, I mean, you have to force click. And then also, if you have subtitles on, you'll notice this as well, where sometimes the subtitles won't show up. You'll see the person's name,
Yep.
but then there's
Mm-hmm.
no like text.
I got that a lot near the end of the game.
Yeah, same. Um, I don't know, man. Like you're talking about combat and stuff. I mean, the flow is fine for me, yet, but it is very repetitive, like you did say. I mean,
I don't even think it's really repetitive. I think it's just monotonous. It's like, oh, here's a room
now,
full of fucking
now, yep.
slugs
Here's Horde.
for you to like push R2 until they're all dead, and then push a rock over and go to the next room.
Yeah.
It's like it never really felt like, and the puzzles are so. I don't want to say they're stupid. They're just like they're so obvious. Like even at the end game, it's when you have extra tools. It's like they don't make you really think. They're just like and your teammates will tell you shit too. They'll be like, Peter, like, and they don't like you said they're not quiet. So there's like, Peter, maybe you should fire your fire rocket at it. They're like, oh, okay, thanks. Um, so like gamey wise, like as a game, it this game like struggles, and it's like what carries it is like you want to see what's going to happen next, and so that keeps you pushing R2 and moving around, and it keeps you. It's like I want to get through this puzzle as quick as I can because I want to see what the next fucking what's going to happen. It's not like you're playing the puzzle and enjoying the puzzle at all. You're just like whatever. move the rock, Drax. I need to get to the next part. You know, that's kind of how I felt like the whole, especially near the end. I was like, okay, holy shit! Like, especially you know when the story sort of just sidetracks completely. It kind of feels like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And then also they give you choices, which I think is really cool. And so like the best part of the game is like just being able to pick kind of some choices in the game and the story, and also just seeing the resolution of the story is like the best part of this game.
Oh yeah.
And but like if you're just like, oh, can I
Like
play this game?
I know for a fact that some of my choices at the end of the game, like I think I only got like I wasn't able to get everybody to agree at the end or whatever. But it's just one of
So
those
who
things.
did you have? Who did you have like
Show up at the end.
show up while you were like
Well,
going into
I
the
had the good old
final
boy. I had the dog Astro
Cosmo?
or Cosmo,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then I also
Mm-hmm.
had the big meanie herself, the female Hulk. I can't remember
I
her
don't
name.
think you can miss her. Can you miss her?
I don't know. I think you could
Like, can
actually.
you piss her off so much that she doesn't show
Yeah, I
up?
think so. I literally think so. I think he could piss her off where she doesn't show.
Okay. Did you
But
have the hive mind show up?
nope.
Okay. I don't know if there's any more than that. I had hive mind show up for
Hive
me.
Mind did not show up for me. They ran away like bitches. Or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, I had three of them. I don't know if there's
I
another
think
one.
you had all three. I didn't get all three. So,
Okay. But I just felt like in the choices, it's like totally obvious. Like,
yeah.
what would the Guardians do? And when you pick the wrong answer at the end, like at the end, I was just like, I'm gonna pick the stupid one because it's like, why would you pick that? That's not Guardians at the very end on the last boss. And what happens if you get this stupid answer on the last boss? You just die.
Okay.
So, uh, did you get did you get the four secret endings? Did you see all four of them?
All four.
Yeah.
Uh,
How many endings did you get? How many game endings did you get? Like
well,
where the credits rolled?
okay. I think I got.
So the first one is uh when you go into the promise and like you you see your mom and she like hugs you.
Okay.
Did you get an ending there? Get like the game ended, like
No.
it rolled
No. 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 No.
credits.
No. 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 It did
So you
not.
didn't get credits there.
Nope. I did not get an ending there. I did not get an ending when I was being chased by the abyss. Is what I want to call it, I guess.
Okay.
Uh, I did not get an ending. There was an. I guess there was technically be another ending, right? Where
There's two endings with the final boss. There's like
yeah.
the good ending, and then there's like if you pick the wrong chat sequence, there's a bad ending.
I don't know what the bad ending would be, but I don't
Okay.
think I got the bad ending.
Okay. Yeah,
I
so
mean,
there's two endings on the final, two different endings you can get on the final boss. I mean, technically the other one's a game over, but it rolls credits. It's an ending.
yeah.
It rolls credits, and then it's like you want to
My
reload.
ending is more like the happy-go-lucky ending, I guess.
You got the happy ending. You got the final ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure is easy to get, anyways.
I was playing, the part where your mom hugs you and stuff, and I just was watching it, and then I was like, what's going on? And then the screen started to slowly get like black, and then it was like, it was like you finished the game, and it rolled credits, and I was like, what the fuck?
I'm just
I was like, huh?
I'm just
And then I
constantly
had to get.
replaying footage of Guardians.
I actually had to go online and look because I was like, I didn't know you were supposed to like push buttons to like
Do
get
stuff.
away from her. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's no button prompt on the screen. I was just sitting there. I was just sitting there watching it like a cutscene.
Me, for some reason, I just had a gut feeling. So yeah.
I didn't push anything, and then it was like, it like asked you if you want to accept the promise, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then it was like that's the end of the story. Like roll credits,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's it. And then I like watched the credits, and I was like, that's a stupid ending. Why is the game over? And then it was like, just kidding. Like you're not supposed to do that. And then it like loaded me back in,
What?
and I was like, what?
Oh, I know I did that.
So I
I'm watching my footage.
so I had to like go on the internet to read that. Oh, you're supposed to like break away from her, and not let her hug you, and then you're supposed to like. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. But like, you're not supposed to like hug her and like accept whatever's going on there. You're supposed to like fight it, and it doesn't button prompt you or anything. It's just like you just have to like instinctively like push buttons. And there's also another part where you're in the ship and you're like floating through like the big like at the near the end when you're in your ship and you're like trying to stealth in, and like you push, like, I don't know what you did, but did you push a button and then like all those monsters showed up and just started blowing shit up?
A button. I'm trying to remember,
Did
dude.
you?
Hold on.
Okay, so like you shut down. You're basically you're at the end, right? And you shut down all your engines and shit, and you're like trying to stealth in there,
Oh yeah.
and then all of a sudden, what's her name, Hulk or whatever lady, shows up with all of her fucking monsters.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently, if you just let that shit play out and you don't push nothing, she doesn't show up. And you stealth in, I guess. I
Really.
don't know. But I felt like I sat there and waited forever. I was like, what is this shit? Like, what the fuck's going on? Well, that's when I started pushing buttons. But
All I did was just coast. Now that but yeah, there was that stuff.
I thought it was interesting that you could fail to sort of save the hive mind, or you could fail to, uh, you know, get Cosmo out of the promise and stuff. I thought it was interesting that you could do that.
Yeah.
That was part of the game, and I thought that was like the best part of the game in a game
What
sense.
did you think about Nowhere when you were able to explore Nowhere? I mean, there was a
I
little
don't
mini
know.
game that
Like
you
I
could
said, I
play.
spent all my money there because I didn't know I was going to have to pay my fine later in the game. Actually, at the end of the game, it was like at the end for me, the ending. Nova Corps came and fucking got me and arrested me because I didn't pay my fine.
They didn't do that to me.
Yeah, so I got the fourth ending, which is
You get arrested.
it's not the good ending. I got the good ending, but then I got the not so good ending of right after the main ending when the first credits roll. And there's a little cutscene where you fucking Nova Corps disables your ship, and it's like you didn't pay your fine or whatever, and it was like fuck, I didn't pay my fine. But I was in that place, and I was like, well, why wouldn't I spend my money? Nova Corps fucked. I don't need to pay the fine, so I spent all my
I
money.
ended up paying the fine, and then
Yes, yeah.
which was funny because I was like, oh yeah, there's all these little mini games, and I was like, for some reason I
So
feel
you
like
missed all the mini games because they don't
no,
give you enough money.
I played a few of them.
You didn't go in the
Yeah, I did. The
the
museum.
5,000 credit museum.
Yeah, well, because you didn't meet Lipless, and I met Lipless, and me and Lip, and if you succeeded through Lipless,
Uh-huh.
through this conversation dialogue, which is he shows up and he puts a gun to the back of your head, and basically you just sort of talk shit and get yourself out of it. And he's also a giant idiot as well. If you complete that sequence properly, he'll give you the ticket to go inside there.
Okay, but did you buy the doll for
Yes,
Gamora?
yes, I did.
Did you buy the robot?
No, I did not.
Did you? And you said you didn't get cheated in the
I did
gambling.
I did the first gambling one, and I won. I guess like 2,000 credits, but I didn't do it again because I felt like if I did it again, then the difficulty spike was gonna like go right up, and it felt like it was like a play.
So you didn't see the cutscene on the second one where he cheats you. Yeah, I did everything. I paid for everything in that part. I spent all my money. Like, I don't know if there's like one part where you go like there's a slot machine, and like you go to use it and it like breaks down. I don't know if you could ever actually use it. I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, I thought that part was okay. But again, it's like, and there's a really good boss fight, like uh, the part where you kind of go off the rails and fucking go find the guy, the dragon or whatever, and you're like fight him. That's the best boss in the game by far. And so there are parts where the gaminess of the game are good, like exploration or
Oh yeah,
boss fight. But for the most
I
part, I
like
was
the
like,
ship.
especially the beginning, I was like, when the fuck are we gonna actually get to fight shit? Because the beginning of the game, like, there's like probably
Did you
about
get the
an
trophy?
hour
Did you get the trophy for beating Rocket?
for beating Rocket or throwing.
Remember he was the competition at the beginning of the game to shoot more of the stuff than him.
Oh yeah. I got
Yeah, and you
that.
could fail that. I did not fail that.
You can,
I
yeah.
don't know, but
But I just felt like the first hour of the game, like hour and a half or something, set me up to be in this kind of mode of like, God, when are we gonna get to like some meaty, like they kept taking shit away, like they'd show you something, then they'd take it away from you. You only started out with I think Groot and Rocket
yeah.
at first, and it just didn't.
Then you get separated from Groot and Rocket, and
Yeah, it's
then you
just,
get
and then
teamed
you
up
get
with
Drax. Yeah,
Drax and
so they
Gamora.
try to show you everyone, but it just felt like it took a long time.
Mhm.
And I was like, for me, I don't need to be shown. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't need to be told. You know what I mean? I don't need Rocket to be like, hey, maybe you should fire your electric cannon into that switch. I'm like, come on, man. I don't need to be told that. Like, but anyways, doesn't matter. I still think it's solid, like super solid. Um,
Like, it's in this segment then, isn't it?
but I'll say this, and this.
Hello? Did I lose you? Hello? What
Hi.
what the heck happened? I heard like a ding,
No.
and then you just went quiet.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine now.
Oh. But here's my second thing. We have 5 minutes left. It's not a big thing, but I want to say like 2021 is really the year of the 8 out of 10 game.
Okay.
There's really hasn't been like a super banger this year, but there's been a lot of damn. That's a pretty good ass game. Uh, thinking of a lot of shit I've played like Ratchet and Clank, um, Returnal, uh, Guardians of the Galaxy, um, Far Cry 6. What are some other titles? Uh, the Riders Republic just came out. It's got some jank to it. It's really fun, but it's got some jank
Oh
to
yeah.
it.
Yeah, you and Flat have been issues with Riders Republic. You guys have been crashing a lot. I think the game only crashed on me once since I played it.
Mm. Mm.
I mean, you guys do have more time in the game than I do. What else?
What else? What else has come out this year?
Well, we did get that co-op game at the beginning of the year. The what is it called? The the one where you play as the married couple that gets turned into the dolls.
Oh, It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
That's probably a 9 out of 10 for me. That's probably my game of the year right now, but it's pretty close. Um, let's see what else. What else has come out? Did Yakuza Like a Dragon come out this year?
No, it was last year. It came
Oh,
out on the
10.
It came out on the PS5 this year in March. They dropped.
10 is another 8 out of 10
Okay.
game. Uh,
You got Far Cry 6.
Far Cry 6, I haven't played it probably enough to rate it yet, but of what I've played so far, it's got jank. It's
Yeah.
Ubisoft. It's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I would give Tales of Arise probably around the same as probably like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, but then you start looking and you're just like, well, what games have sucked? Like, okay, Ghost of Tsushima, probably 9 out of 10 for the DLC there. But then you're like, well, what games have sucked? And you're just like way like super low. It's like,
I
well,
mean,
I don't.
didn't Outriders come out this year? Because I really wasn't a fan of that.
Outriders, was that last year or this year?
I don't know.
I agree with you. Outriders for me was like a 6. Um, yeah, it did. It came out this year, April.
I'd probably
April
give
2021.
Scarlet Nexus probably maybe like a 6 or a 7. I never finished it. I know I should go back and play it, but
Yeah, there's Outriders. So Mass Effect Legendary Edition is probably an 8
yeah,
for me. But that's a remake, so I don't know if like you even go there. The Final Fantasy VII remake DLC is a 10 for me, but it's really short, and I don't, like I said, I don't consider that a full game. Returnal is an 8.
okay,
It takes two. I would give a 9. Like, but again, you have to play that with someone else. They do give you a friend pass, but you have to play with someone else. So that's kind of drops it down.
yeah,
It's a 9 and then it's an 8 because you just have to play with someone else. And so you kind of look at this year and you're kind of like, well, if you bought any games like that were kind of hyped up games, they've all pretty much been above average 8 out of 10s or so. It wasn't like Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy sucked, or Riders Republic sucked, or anything like that.
I mean, we played
Um,
some indie games which were fun, but I wouldn't call them like 10 out of 10s.
and
Also,
I'd also say that what's still to come, like Call of Duty and Battlefield, those are all the 8s also. Um, I didn't play Hitman 3, and that came out this year also, didn't it?
yeah, but I never touched the new content. I think I was working my way through the older content. Because if you buy Hitman 3, I think I got the deluxe edition, which was the $70 version, and it came with
Mm-hmm.
Hitman 1, 2, and 3. So I was
But you probably an 8 out of 10 there also, right?
probably, yeah, because there's
From
so
what you
many ways.
played.
There's so many ways you could play out that game because those levels are made to be replayed. And I remember playing the new level for the game, right? The first level of Hitman 3, and I just remember killing people with a fish. Like I just throw fish at them.
But also like other games that came out this year, Deathloop. I haven't played it, but it's probably an 8 out of 10 from what I've seen.
Or it could be higher too, because what I'm surprised about Deathloop is that the much love it is receiving all the advertisements for that game. I think there was
Mm-hmm.
one advertisement that was like, "Oh, that looks cool," but I had zero interest in the game beforehand because they were shoving it down our throats. Like
It just felt like it was gonna. It was, yeah.
it was just like, don't shove it down our throats. Show us other stuff as well. I mean,
Well, Lost Judgment, another
oh, Lost Judgment.
solid.
Oh yeah, that's a 9 for me so far.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think again, but I think it's heavy. It's heavy on the story. I don't think
Yeah,
it's like
but
leaps and
but like
bounds.
I said, that's personal opinion of things because I enjoy story games more than I do like other games. I like listening
But
to stories and going
Diablo
through.
2 Resurrected, probably an 8.
Probably
I haven't played it, but it seems like people
it's a
sort of
Blizzard
liking it.
game. And they probably did better than what they did with the one that they did last year, the Warcraft 3 or whatever, or was that 2 years ago when they did that remake? I don't know. It's Blizzard. Blizzard's going through some stuff right now. I don't know if they'll survive.
Resident Evil Village, pretty much. I mean, I know a lot of people liked it, but I think it probably falls in that 8 out of 10
It falls in
category.
an
I
8
think
out
it's
of 10 category easy because it's one of those games also where it was more of a meme because of the big giant vampire lady, and everyone's going death by snoo snoo. And oh, fun fact about fucking Village: she's on the front cover of the game, but she's not really that big of a deal of a boss, I guess. From what I understand, it happens very
I think
early.
I think when Forza drops, it'll either be an 8 or a 9. I don't think it's
Oh.
going to be like this amazing. I think it's going to be really good, but I don't think it's going to be like this amazing. I think Halo will probably hit an 8 as well. And I think that is the reason that we have the 8 out of 10 year of 2021 is because in 2020 we had the pandemic.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies decided they were going to be okay with delays. And what delays did was, I think delays brought up the quality of some games that may have been not quite ready to, to bring them up. And then I also think that it delayed the bangers, the ones that probably are going to be are coming in 2021. They're going to be 9s and 10s. Delayed them out to 2022. So like the God of Wars and the fucking, the big bangers that are coming. Like I think Horizon's probably going to be a pretty big banger. God of War, I think it's going to be a pretty big banger. Those games are got pushed even further back. So it's like, okay, like 2021 is sort of this like, okay, we got some games that got a little bit more time and they fixed some of their issues before they launched. And we got some interesting titles that we obviously you got your I call them combo meals, like your Lost Judgment. Those are always going to be like 7, 8, 9 out of 10 games, right?
Yeah.
The Yakuza, that studio just knows how to make it. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't fuck up. And Forza's obviously going to be good. And
Well, from what I understand about the going forward with the Yakuza franchise and the Judgment franchise, like one of the main guys, I think the dude who actually started the whole thing, I think he left the company. So going forward, we're gonna see how this handles, and also there's a chance that this might have been the last Judgment, also, because of copyright issues. Because of the main character for that game for Judgment is an actual actor. Like they mocapped him into the game. That is what he looks like, and whatnot. And he is a very big actor, I guess, over there. And I guess his agency. Part of the thing is they don't want Judgment on PC because
because of the deep fakes, yeah.
well, not deepfakes, but also the fact that it's probably a money
The
issue
mods.
too. People can just steal that game like it's nothing on PC.
But some other titles, like you mentioned, Scarlet Nexus,
Yeah,
and Tales of Arise.
yeah.
You got Ys 9 this year, and you got Near
Yeah.
Replicant, and those are two
No,
more
I
games.
never did play Near Replicant. I think that was more of your guys' game.
I didn't play it either, but I'm guessing it's probably fell into it.
Probably an A category.
About an 8 out of 10. Yeah.
Ys 9, I would probably say was probably like a 7 or a 6. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was just it got to the point where it was like you didn't really give two shits about anybody or anything in the story because it was like, oh god, this is boring.
And then on Switch, you got Monster Hunter Rise and Metroid, right?
Yeah, that's just dropped, didn't they? Metroid Dread, I think.
Yeah, and I don't. Nintendo fanboys, get out. Fuck you.
Go have fun with
Metroid Dread is not a 10 out of 10. Get the fuck out of here. It's a side-scrolling goddamn game.
It's a game that they pulled out to hold you over until they come out with Metroid 3. It literally is. That's the whole purpose of that game. Is they put it out just to distract you because the other games were delayed so long.
It's a 2D game. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but don't pretend like it's a 10 out of 10. It's not.
Yeah.
No. Please no.
And then
So yeah, 2021, the year of 8 out of 10s. I think we'll get back to in 2022. We'll get back to probably some floppers,
oh yeah.
and some bangers like we've been having pre-COVID.
Yep.
I think some games will come out too early, and some games will be, because of their delays, will be fucking really polished. And I do want to say the again, fucking, I think MMOs are dead. I think they're dead.
I guess New World did drop this year also.
Yeah,
So.
That's not an 8 out of 10 though, from what I've seen.
Right.
According to the Acolytes trailer, Guardians of the Galaxy's fucking 8.59 out of 10, sirs.
I can see that being a score.
But that's just the top end. When they do these banger trailers, they're only picking like their top scores. There you go. There's the podcast. We're back, sort of.
Somewhat. We'll probably continue this next week. Maybe determine it if we feel like it or not.
It's good content.
Yeah. Woo! We've been streaming for over 85 minutes. Holy
85
shit.
minutes.
At least that's what my YouTube thingy says.
Okay.
I've been live for an hour and 31 minutes. So, that's the podcast. We're out!